1, 2 to 5. How is it with you and yours? And in particular, we're thinking of the families preparing to send children either out to school for the first time or back to school. How are things going with you and your family? And what are your expectations? What are your expectations as you look to prepare your charges, as in those in your care, the children, the students in your care? How how are you hoping to play your part to ensure that they get the quality education that they deserve? 876-922-4112 to 5. That's 876-922-4112 to 5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, as you know by now, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. Let's clear a few messages before we get into other matters. Hello to Angela in Toronto, Canada. That's a rare sight. Good to see you, Angela, in Toronto, Canada. Welcome, 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 welcome. Norman Hines is in St. Thomas, as usual, and he is messaging us. Good afternoon to you, Norman Hines. Thank you for your message, and we look forward to hearing more from you. Millicent Jenkins, good afternoon to you. Tamika Black, that sounds like my cousin. Tamika Black, how are you? Good to see you. Ashika Essen, thank you for joining us. Erlene Lewis is also on board. Orlando Dillon, somewhere between New Jersey and New York, I believe. Chensu Cheryl, hello Chensu Cheryl, how are you? Claudia Brown, welcome. Andrea Peart, good to have you on board. Chensu Cheryl, good day, Mr. Malcolm. Loving your many languages. Have a wonderful weekend. Same to you, Chensu Cheryl. Jessica, good afternoon to you too. Andrea Peart, good afternoon. Lucy Gray, Shantoy da Costa. Jessica says, Buenas tardes. I'm tuned in and wishing you God's favor in all your endeavors. Can't believe my holiday break is almost over. One more week before school reopens. Indeed. Are you ready to go back to school? Sharon Richards in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland. Good afternoon to you. Hello, Mrs. Budai. Always a pleasure to see you online. Mrs. Eileen Budai from St. Thomas. Good afternoon to you. Blessed weekend to you as well. Shantoy da Costa says, pleasant afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. It's a beautiful day to take a break from my chores and enjoy your program that is so informative and educating. Thank you, Shantoy da Costa. That's kind of you to say. Sharon Richards says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. Rainy Friday afternoon, sir. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Sharon Richards. Charlene Kelly is also still watching. Welcome. Good to have you on board, Charlene Kelly. She says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Keep up the good work. Wonderful program. Thank you, Charlene Kelly. Olga Hollingshead, somewhere in Florida, is also tuned in. Good to have you on board, Olga Hollingshead. Thank you very much for joining us here on your program, both sides of the story, on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, and taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. That's 876-922-4112 to 5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. We're seeing a couple of messages. Malcolm's Building and Trading.com says, blessed day to you, Sir Malcolm. Life is a blessing, so we give thanks. And they go on to say, how to speak like you someday. Right now, I'm practicing to speak Espanol. Well, practice makes perfect. So keep practicing. Keep practicing. 876-922-4112-5. That's the listing of the numbers. Lorna Foster, good afternoon to you as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. Good to have you on board. And we welcome your full participation. After all, it is your program, both sides of the story, Oro 106 FM. We got some really tragic news within the last 24 hours of those children, those girls, those two little girls who were apparently washed away in St. Mary yesterday. In fact, I was on the border of St. Mary and St. Andrew, West Rural St. Andrew, earlier on, and one of the residents in the area was bringing to my attention that those two students, those two girls, were among the students in that area who have over the years benefited from the support of the Angel Foundation in the United Kingdom. I'm not sure if Angel has been made aware of what happened or making the connection that those two girls who sadly were washed away. I think I heard on the 12 o'clock news that one of the bodies was retrieved, and I don't know if the other has since been recovered. But condolences to the family, friends, colleagues, neighbors, and the entire school family for the institution these youngsters attended. We are so sorry. And again, our condolences to the members of the community. Some more messages coming in. Damain McFarlane, good afternoon to you. Olga Hollingshead says, good afternoon, Sir Dervan, Malcolm, and all your diaspora listening family and friends. Thanks for the shout out. Have a blessed and wonderful weekend. Thank you very much, Olga Hollingshead. Same to you. Lorna Foster says, blessed good afternoon, Sir Malcolm, and all listeners. Good afternoon to you, Lorna Foster, and thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. We're seeing signs of certain weather activity. We trust that those signs don't blow up to become major storms or any other weather system that is likely to wreak havoc on our country and the region as a whole. In the meantime, though, let's double check to ensure that we are still as prepared can be. Very important to check around. Make sure in fact, I saw a couple of men working on a roof earlier today. It's a good time to check the roofs and any catchment area in the yard and trees that are perhaps leaning towards the house that could very well fall on top of the house and cause damage, etc., etc. So it's a good time. Check the insurance papers as well for the house, and if the insurance is not up to date, now wouldn't be a bad time to make sure that the insurance is up to date. And all this even as parents and guardians continue to prepare for back to school. Remember, there's a health fair happening in, I think it's Newland off the top of my head, near Nago Head, Elim, the church, Elim, although I heard someone from JIS earlier saying Elim. Not sure, that place hasn't been created yet, but it's Elim. That's the name of the place. That's the message we shared yesterday. They're having a free health fair. What we've been encouraging parents and guardians to do is to take advantage of these free health fairs, because many of you can't afford to go to the private doctor to have the child get a thorough checkup. Well, these health fairs, these free health fairs that are happening right across the country by various philanthropists and contributors to various programs and so on. Take advantage of these health fairs. Make sure you have the children's eyes tested and their hearing checked. Very important. These things contribute to whether or not they're able to learn. If they're not seeing the board, for example, and everybody think, well, the people might think, including their fellow students, that they're not very bright because of the work that they're putting out, except that nobody bothered to check if the child was hearing correctly or if the child was seeing clearly, etc. So all these checks are important. Plus, of course, the dental check, very important, to have the children have their teeth cleaned professionally and in a way that will inure to a better oral health. Very important. And we want to encourage parents and guardians. Please play your part. Please play your part. Let's take the break and come back with more in just a moment.
You're listening to Pearl 106 FM. The time is now 2:30. In need of a locksmith? Call LockSafe and Vault Limited, the experts in the business, specializing in safes, vault doors, cash protector units, locks, crowd control, and locksmith services. LockSafe and Vault Limited, 40 Shortwood Road, Kingston 8. Telephone 924-555023 or 924-01245. Monkeypox is in Jamaica. If you're experiencing fever, intense headache, muscle aches, and/or rash on the skin, you must isolate immediately and call ahead to your health center or doctor before visiting. All members of the public should wear a mask, frequently wash hands, and practice physical distancing. A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Let's greet some of the others who have joined us since the last time we checked. Hello to Lorna Foster. She says, blessed good afternoon, Sir Malcolm, and all your listeners. To you too, Lorna Foster. Lorna Fairweather, good afternoon and happy Friday to you too. Thank you for tuning in. Rosemary Booth says, good afternoon from sunny South Florida. Welcome, Rosemary Booth from sunny South Florida. And Winsome Hayridge says, good afternoon, Uncle, coming from Cada Lee. Hello, Cada Lee, somewhere in Linstead, St. Catherine. Good afternoon to you. And Hugh Myrie is also on board. Thank you very much, Hugh Myrie, for joining us. Let's see if we can go through a few messages very quickly. Messages on WhatsApp popping up. It seems these days a lot of people still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. And going back to the point we were making before the break, the importance of making sure that the children are properly prepared for school. And really and truly, based on all that has happened before, during, and COVID and after the initial period of uncertainty, not that uncertainty doesn't remain, but we know more now than we did before now. And therefore, one of the things we have to try our best to do is to rally round the children. The West Indies anthem is rally round the West Indies. Let's rally round the children. We adults can always cuss and argue from morning till night and debate and so on. But a lot of that is not getting us anywhere, quite frankly. What we need is to get to work immediately. Get to work immediately. Ideally, we would want to have our full cadre of teachers and other staff within our schools. We don't live in a perfect world. There are parents and guardians who have skills in certain areas and therefore might not be able to contribute financially to the institution through their children, but can offer their time and their talent towards the betterment of the school. That's the kind of thinking that we need right now, quite frankly. Those of us who are prepared to roll up our sleeves and get in the classrooms and in the schoolyards and play our part. Of course, all done within the established protocols of how those of us on the outside interact with the students on the inside, etc., and so on and so forth. But the children need us now more than ever. Let's rally around them. Let's help them to make up for lost time. Let's help them to close whatever learning gap has been created by the onset of COVID-19. It's a kind of work and working together that is necessary. Quite frankly, from I was a child, and my late mother would tell you, I don't like kaskas. I don't like nyanga nyanga. What's this? The constant cussing and quarreling and fussing and fighting from I was a child. My parents will tell you, especially my mother would tell you, I was never a fan of that kind of behavior at all. And so I would rather just go straight to the solution, quite frankly. Straight to the solution. What's the problem? All right, let's see. Can we try and work it out this way? How about if we take this route? And then we can come back around that kind of thing. Let's just get it done. It's the least we can do while we still have life on earth, to pay it forward, to try and help as much as we can with the next generation and set a tone that will benefit generations to come. That's what we're interested in more than anything else. And yes, by all means, there's a place to call out those who need calling out. There's no doubt about that. There's a place to be firm in holding one's position on certain matters, whether we're debating or discussing, etc. But in the final analysis, let us make a difference in our everyday lives, and in particular when it comes on to our children, whether they're ours or not. Let us look out for the children and do as much as we can to help them as they try to recover, and some of them might very well not recover. But they're resilient. They're children. They tend to be resilient, but we shouldn't take that for granted, and don't take them for granted either. How about that? Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. There's a very special guest we're expecting this afternoon, and we just need to confirm if we're good to go for that segment coming up. Let's see. Let's see. We're going to look out for that. That interview is scheduled in a few minutes, in another 5 minutes, in fact. And so we want you to get ready for that. I will keep it as a surprise for the time being. And let's see how it goes. So we're getting ready for that interview coming up with our very special guest, and we'll keep it going until then. So let's welcome in the meantime Hugh Myrie. Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us. Blessings, continue your outstanding work, he says. Thank you very much, Hugh Myrie for your message. Keep those messages coming in. 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Those are the numbers to call. And the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, as we've been saying, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And the other area we don't want to lose sight of either, at the other end of the spectrum. So at one end we have those who are within the school system now, and at the other end there are those who are finished with school one way or another, and what direction they take thereafter, and how do we provide similar support to what we would provide for those in grade 6 in primary school, and then those who make it to the high schools, and we rally around them and we support them at the outset. By the time they get to third form, some parents and guardians stop going to school to check up on the children and fail to turn up when the school calls for parents and guardians to come in because of a particular situation with their child. And invariably the child just continues to meander through the system, and by the time you look around, that child is finished with school, but technically speaking, school is not finished with that child, because there's still work to be done as far as literacy and numeracy and other areas are concerned. So it really is a lot, and we want to encourage those parents and guardians who have been playing their part to continue. Don't give up, don't ease up. Keep playing your part in the development of your charges, those in your care. And so we look forward to the outcomes, notwithstanding, positive outcomes, notwithstanding whatever challenges the current crop of students are having to deal with. So that is to come. In the meantime, well, we see Glenn is trying to reach us. Glenn, if you could hang on a bit, we perhaps could call you back. We have a scheduled interview coming up in just a moment after the break. So you can look out for that. And we thank Anthony Turner for arranging the interview that is coming up in just a moment. And it's really to salute a Jamaican icon in the field of reggae music. And when you hear the name the first time, some of you might think, really? How come I never heard of her before? Well, stand by. You're going to be learning a lot more when we come back from this break, as we continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Honorable Pernell Charles Jr. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play with its development. That's a morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alvin McKenzie, right here on Power 106.
You think it? We discuss it.
Oh, okay.
So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths. Bye.
Not yet? Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5, 876-922-4112 to 5. We're standing by to connect with Miss Pat Chin, Patricia Chin, popularly known as Miss Pat. She has a book out. It's been out for a little while now, My Reggae Music Journey. Miss Pat, My Reggae Music Journey. She's here in Jamaica for an event at the University of the West Indies this evening. And we scheduled this interview for about a week now, and we are hoping to connect with Miss Pat sooner than later. But her book is getting rave reviews. This memoir will go down as required reading in years to come, is one of the reviews. Pat Chin is regarded as the quiet matriarch of VP Records, a mom and pop independent label. She and Vincent started a mom and pop independent label. She and Vincent, her husband, started back in 1979, shortly after moving to the United States. And so we're standing by to make that connection any moment now. Lots of stories that have been written, and the Jamaica Gleaner in one article describes Miss Pat's legacy as one that is beyond compare, in fact. And we're hoping that she'll join us in a little while. This dynamic force behind VP Records. VP Records is the world's largest reggae music label. And Miss Pat Chin and the legacy of a reggae dynasty is another of the stories. There are so many stories that have been written about Miss Chin and her work. The music business was my husband, Miss Pat, the 82-year-old dancehall and reggae evangelist, and so on and so forth. So many stories written about her. And I think we have her online right now. I'm surprised she can find some time for us because she's quite busy. Miss Pat, how are you? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. I'm never too busy for you.
That's very kind of you to say. Thank you very much for joining us here on both sides of the story on Power 106 FM. And we are anxious to find out what sparked this book of yours that is getting rave reviews. Pat Chin, Miss Pat, My Reggae Music Journey.
I did it about 2 years ago. Because of the pandemic, I didn't come to release it in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm here now and doing a little mini tour, trying to encourage people to pick up a book and to hear my story for 60 years in the music business.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope they'll enjoy it as much as I enjoy it and write. So here I am in Jamaica. Tonight I will be at the University, Culture and Arts, and it starts at 6 and it ends at 9.
Mm-hmm.
And my book is available online, vpreggae.com and Amazon, and Sanchez Bookstore, the airport, and the S Hotel, Montego Bay, and in Kingston.
Yes. What can you tell us about the general feedback so far? What have people been saying? What are some of the comments and questions that you have been fielding ever since you made public this book?
Well, I think maybe I did about 35 interviews already, and each person that I speak with, they have a part of my book that they want to know more about.
Mm-hmm.
So it varies from the persons that interviewing me. They have different part of the book that they want to talk about. So I have been blessed and happy to share any part of my book with anyone who wishes to share. But the feedback has been very good. People didn't even realize that there was a company, VP was a company started 5 years ago back home in Jamaica. So I'm happy to share that.
How much of the memories of those early years do you still revere or hold dear to your heart in those early years? The elements, the experiences of those early years. Which of those stand out so much that whenever you reflect on them, they bring back wonderful memories?
I should say everything, but I think my early memories are the most important because as I go forward, those early memories where I just started in business mean a lot to me. I was young and naive. My husband and myself, Vincent, was just starting business. We didn't really go to business school, but we just had a feeling that it was the right thing to do. And, working with the artists, the producers, that they themselves was young also. I'm sure they also have good memories, beautiful memories that I can reflect on. But I would say the rocksteady era has been a big impact in my life. I mean, Ska was one, then the rocksteady. But rocksteady, I think, really when Jamaica got independence in the 60s, 70s, and everybody was so joyful and creating music, and just had a happy good time. So that's very, very special to me.
Mm-hmm. What can you tell us about the evolution of your business? Can you give us a sense as to how the business has evolved and how things have changed since those early days?
Everything has changed. It's evolution. It's, from ska to rocksteady, to lovers rock, to drum and bass, to roots and culture, to dancehall. It has changed, and that's why our music, Jamaican music, is so unique and special. Because not only the words of the music has changed, the dancing has changed, every time you have a new genre, rock steady from ska to roots and culture to lovers rock to dancehall. There are different dances that goes with the music. So we're always evolving in the music, the producers, the singers, and the dances and the type of music that comes out from Jamaica.
Mhm. So how does, for those who don't understand or perhaps have never encountered or done business with VP Records, for example, what does the business look like today for those who are not sure or are not clear as to how VP operates?
Well, the video, well, as you know, streaming is really at the forefront now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also evolving as the music and the way we sell music evolves.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it was for CD and then cassette and LP and now we have our streaming and so on. We have created a branch called VPAL that we really try to help the smaller producers to get in the music business. So that is doing pretty well, and just show them what it is like to run a business and how they can put up their music online. Because if they don't spell their name properly, or they don't put it in the right category, or they don't, do what is required for them, it can just get lost, and nobody, they don't even know how to collect the royalties.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like a nuclear. We're like a little baby trying to teach as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
Teach what we have learned and how the music is so different in their collections of their royalties.
I see. And where is the area of demand right now? What's the greatest area of demand in your business right now?
We still have a good amount of CDs, but I think streaming is, and my son says streaming is what the new thing now.
Okay, one moment, please, Miss Pat. One moment, please. Let's take the break and come back.
Coast to Coast Concrete, the high-quality concrete for fencing, roofing, foundation, and road surfacing. Call 876-754-7472. The time by Coast to Coast Concrete is 3 o'clock.
Under the law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 15 years, and that's right. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy. Under the law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. Wednesdays on Power 106 FM.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I'm Dervan Malcolm, and our special guest is Mrs. Patricia Chin, popularly known as Miss Pat, of VP Records. I believe the V is for Vincent, her husband, and the P for Patricia, Pat, VP Records. And both Miss Pat and her husband, well, they started their business, their music business, very small. They sold, what was it? Well, let's hold the history there for a moment, because Miss Pat was onto the subject of streaming in terms of one of the areas of demand. Miss Pat, you would like to just pick up on that point?
Well, as I said, the music is all the way we sell music is always changing. Streaming is a way of communicating with the public without having to packing a record, shipping it, clear it. You could just punch a button and your music is in wherever, all over the world. So I am not schooled too much in that technology, but my children and my grandsons are in that line, and they've updated me from time to time about the streaming, and the visual, not only listening to the music, but seeing the people singing and dancing. So that's a plus where streaming is concerned.
It sounds like it is truly a family business. Is everybody on board? All the children and grandchildren?
Yes, the third generation. They're doing different things in the business, but the same under the umbrella, because the music businesses have so much different streams that you can be a singer, musician, a writer, a lawyer. You can do an announcer. You can do so many different careers within the music genre.
Well, I would imagine there are people who have had special invitations for this evening, or is it open to the public?
Yeah, it's open to the public, and it's at the University of the West Indies Cultural Center.
Right.
And it starts at 6, and it ends at 9. So I will be doing book signing. Book signings are there for sale, and I'll endorse the book for them and chit chat and share my journey. Whoever wants to talk with me, they're all welcome. And I should say also, because of my foundation that was started 2 years ago, part proceeds will be going to my foundation, the Vincent and Pat Family Foundation, to give back for the musician, music culture, reggae music culture, and to spread my culture through the world through different events. And that's what we have been doing for many years. We just want to make it bigger and broader, and we can have more to give back.
Are there particular institutions or individuals in the field of music who you seek out and then find ways to assist musically, financially?
Yes. I've been a contributor for the Alpha Music School. It was Alpha's boys' school, and we're very happy to be a part of their family business in music, because the sisters were so gracefully to help the boys that really needed structure. So music was their first part that they did. So I'm very happy to be a part. I was there yesterday, and to see the great improvements that they have been doing, and meet Sister Suzanne and really share their story within mine to show how much they have done for community. And I'm glad to say next year they will also do in a co-ed school about girls and boys in the music.
Excellent. So what has your itinerary looked like for Jamaica this trip? What are apart, you mentioned Alpha, and of course you're going to be at UWI this evening.
Yes, and I'll be going to several stores. I'm going to the airport. I'm going to some of the Sangster's bookstore. Right now I am being at the S hotels. And whatever interview my dear friend can get for me, I'm so happy to do the interviews, to really share my culture, my struggle, and my happiness and my journey throughout my 60 years, and giving back.
Yes. And how
pertaining to music.
Yes. Is there a plan then to take the book beyond the shores of Jamaica and New York / United States?
Yes, my book is on Amazon, which is being distributed from my company in California. And it's been circulated in London and the UK, in Japan, and many other places, which I hope to reach more places.
In fact, I think I recall listening to an interview with you on the BBC. You did an interview, didn't you? Was it?
Yes, I did at least 30 interviews all over the world. Places I've never been to. And people are just fascinated with my story, and not knowing that there's a woman in the music business for 60 years.
So,
and I'm so blessed to be a part of this journey.
Have you ever tried your hand at singing, so to speak?
Well, I've never done singing. I've never gone to too much dances. But God gave me a talent where I can utilize my skills in different ways.
Yes.
To really help my community and to help the artists and to give them a a different outlook of life. You know, we all go through struggle and trials, but we have to stick in what we love.
Yes.
And I want to tell all the ladies out there, you can do anything, and the gentlemen too. You can do anything you want. Just put your passion, work hard, ask for help, and when you get up and top, bring up somebody else with you.
Yes. And you've never been tempted to belt out a tune, or perhaps you save that kind of thing for the shower.
I have a lot of fun, and I have a lot of artists that I really enjoy listening to. You know,
Yes.
when I'm in New York, and you have the 4 lane of traffic, and it's summer, and you stop at the stoplight, and you hear reggae, the glasses wind down, you have reggae on the left, reggae on the left, and oh my God.
But you know,
Such a beautiful feeling, such a beautiful feeling.
yeah, that reminds me of Bermuda. A few days ago, I touched down in Bermuda at their brand new international airport, LF Wade International Airport. And the first thing I heard as I stepped in, reggae music. I think it was coffee that was being played. Yeah.
Well, you know, music is very powerful, you know, and music on a whole, you know, we're always singing.
Yes.
We sing when we're happy, we sing when we're sad, we sing at funerals, we sing at church, we sing when we're working, we sing when we're going to curse.
Yes.
Curse each other, we do it in words.
And don't forget the dancing. How much of a dancer are you, Miss Pat?
Oh my God. You know, I learned to dance a couple of years ago, not in Jamaica, when I go to the I just love dancing. Although my foot can dance too well. I was on stage with a friend of mine, and she just started to dance, and she held my hand, and we were just, these 2 ladies over 80 just kicking up a storm on the stage. I'm too old to be embarrassed, you know. Next month I celebrate my 85th birthday. I'm giving away age, but when you reach this age, you're blessed to reach this age. So
Yes, indeed. And would you say you have said it all or told it all in this first publication, Miss Pat, My Reggae Music Journey, or are we to expect more to come?
Yes, I want to talk more about on the artist side, how beautiful they are, because I know them on stage and off stage, and how much humor you can get out of our music.
Yes.
I mean, they are one way on stage, but when you know them personal, and they all are so beautiful, unique in their style. I want to get in depth of some of the people I meet along my journey, especially the artists.
Yes.
Because they're all so beautiful, you know, in different ways.
I don't want to get you into trouble, but do you have a favorite or a few favorites?
I am a roots girl, and I love all the roots songs, and I love every song.
Can you give us one of them? Which one? Anyone in particular? Which one would you like to share?
You know what? Stick By Me with John Holt, I love.
Oh yes, that's a beautiful one.
I love. Yes.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I have so many, it's too humorous to call and too much to call.
Yes.
It's too many to call, but I love all my music and the artist that produces them. I think they're genius. And especially the dancehall, because the dancehall is really rapping in the music and without any, they're just rapping as the music is playing.
Yeah.
So that's a skill, you know, that's really a skill. Finding words and rhyming it in the rhythm and not even knowing what they're saying, but they're making sense.
So is it fair to say that you personally take music with you wherever you go? That there always has to be music?
I don't know. It's music and art go together. I'm very much in the arts. I see how music and art are almost the same. You know, it gives you a feeling of self. You know, you can see a picture and everybody sees the picture in a different way. And the same thing with songs. Brings back so much happiness and sadness, and it all depends on the mood you're in and the song that you're listening to. But I would say one thing: music never dies. Whenever you hear the music and it meant something to you, you get right back to that moment where you are when you heard that song.
I've always been, since I learned of the book, and I did an interview with you some time ago as well. I've always been curious to find out who is Maria Papef's statue.
Papa statue.
Mm-hmm.
She is the genius that put my book together.
Mm-hmm.
She's from Greece and she's with me touring because she also have an art display at the university.
Oh.
So please tell your listeners to come out and see beautiful art and also to pick up one of my books.
Mm-hmm. I see. So you had to go all the way to Greece to find how I'm just trying to make that connection. How did that happen?
Yes, well, I met Michael Thompson, that he was also a graphic designer.
Yes.
Met him online and saw his great work, and Maria was his partner. So I got to, after Michael passed away 4 years ago, she continued Reggae Poster Contest, which she got artists from all over the world and create a competition. And very, very, very loving and passionate about the culture also.
Mm-hmm. When you're in Jamaica, are there particular things that you reach for or ask for or ensure that you have?
The food. Just like this over there. The food is number one. The sunshine, the beautiful, people,
Yes.
the warmness of the climate, and everything so good about us.
Wonderful.
I've been living in America for 45 years. Half of my life,
Yes.
my heart is always back home where I was born and came from.
Yes. We could talk with you all afternoon, but we don't want to monopolize your time. And we know you have a long day stretching into the evening and into tonight. So we're going to release you for the time being. But in the meantime, thank you so much, Miss Pat, for adding value to our program this afternoon.
And I thank you very much. And I want to give a shout out to all the people who helped me along the way. All the reggae fans, the artists, the producer, people like you that interview me and spread the word all over the world. And I am so blessed to be a part of that journey. So thank you all.
Thank you. One love to you too, Miss Pat. Every time. Take care.
Every time. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. Pat Chin, Miss Pat. Her book has been out for some time now, but COVID has impacted the promotional side of the business, and now it seems they're going full throttle. It's called Miss Pat. The book is called Miss Pat, My Reggae Music Journey. It's available on Amazon, and you can check the bookstores as well, Sangsters, etc. More in a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15. There's a retirement crisis in Jamaica, with only approximately 10% of the working population saving towards retirement. Many people do not participate in a formal pension plan, such as contract workers and the self-employed, and some are not eligible for a government pension. Every member of the workforce has the opportunity to participate in a pension plan and secure a monthly income for their retirement. Join Real Business every Monday at 9:30 a.m. for an informative discussion with Peter Rose Hall, Managing Director of BPM Financial, discussing the importance of retirement planning and the solutions to move Jamaica out of this crisis. Retirement Wealth Creation is brought to you by BPM Financial Limited, taking you higher.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. Hello to Faye Weller, good to see you on board. Thank you very much for tuning in. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, good afternoon to you as well. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you on board Both Sides of the Story here on Power 106 FM. Still taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. That's 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. Hello to Anthony Davis. He says, Mr. Malcolm, I recognized when I go to the Ocho Rios Bay Beach, I am asked to wear a mask to enter the beach property. But whenever a cruise ship docks at the harbor with several tourists entering the beach, I'm not asked to wear my mask. Well, clearly, there must be some established protocol there, Anthony Davis. The idea is to have a mask at the ready, so to speak. So whereas you are not expected to swim in your mask or to go in the water, because there's a difference between those of us who just splash in the water and those of us who swim. But it could be that it's like Emancipation Park at the outset. I think it has they have relaxed it now, but initially the idea was for you to be caught on camera entering the park wearing a mask. So you enter wearing the mask, and then once you're in the park, you can take off the mask, because the idea is that you're exercising, you're moving around, and not everybody can exercise wearing a mask, especially exerting all that energy. And I don't know if it's a similar protocol they established, Anthony Davis, but perhaps you could tell us more. We'll see. And he says, don't you know tourists can also spread the virus? Well, every one of us, every single human being on the face of the planet can spread the virus, one way or another. And animals too. So it's really just left up to us, as it has evolved now, to make our own decision, to decide whether or not we're going to wear a mask, and whether or not we're going to be vaccinated, and whether or not, etc., etc. You get the point, right? Thanks for your message. Let's go to the phone line, 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
I spoke to you recently, sir. When you put out the argument from the economists about price tumbling, remember that thing you read?
Yes.
Right, sir. And I told you my opinion.
Yes.
Well, I just mentioned that because Mr. Chicken President.
Mr. Who?
The Chicken President of Jamaica.
Chicken President? Who's that?
Let me give him a title. The man who runs Best Dressed Chicken.
That's Mr. Levy.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I didn't remember his name, but
Yes.
you know, I think, sir.
Yes.
No. The echelons of this country like to give numbers.
Everybody gives numbers. Ralston Hyman gives numbers daily, and
Everybody love to give numbers.
everybody gives numbers.
But
Latin.
you love Jamaican talk, where Jamaicans have some words to use to describe our pain.
Mhm.
And one of them is when you come down to brass tacks.
Mhm. Yes.
It have a strong thing in your life, or position in your life, or what it affects you strongly.
Yes.
No, my brother, when it is in Jamaica of today, with this Ukraine skullduggery, a pound of chicken back was, and we Jamaicans call it chicken chassis. You know the word, right?
Yeah. Well, I never shy away from using the term chicken back. I don't see anything wrong with the back of the chicken, quite frankly.
Okay, well, Abdullah.
I've had quite a few chicken back meals.
Sir,
Yes.
sir,
Yes.
sir. Chicken back
Mm-hmm.
and the Jamaican people table back in the day. Was not well thought of when you have chicken back in your plate. my brother.
Well, I've never had a problem with chicken back.
All right, sir. As you said to the gentleman a while ago, we all have a choice.
Yes.
What to wear, what to take what.
Yes.
Right? But what I'm saying, with this 12.5% thing that he put out, that we Jamaican people should say, hippie parade. Here comes the price going to tumble on the 12.5%. I want to let him know, sir, that it is not so. For a pound of chicken back to the $300 and the pocket of the poor Jamaican people, it is still very strong because Ukraine is still in a lot of the business people brain in this country. I heard Mr. What's his name? The finance man. Whatever, would you call him a minister, senator, or whatever?
The finance minister?
Yes, sir.
That's Dr. Nigel Clark. Dr. Nigel Clark.
Is Clark?
The finance minister is Dr. Nigel Clark.
One of them that he said he was once associated with the best chicken people, but he has now gone into politics. What is his name, sir?
I don't know who that is.
Is it Clark?
I don't know who that is.
I'll find out the name and call the producer and let him, I mean, not the producer, the person who put me on the air and tell him to tell you who the person is. Sir.
No, I don't think Adrian knows who that is.
No. I said, sir, I'll find out the name and tell you.
Oh, you will find out. All right.
Yes,
No
sir,
problem.
I'll find the name and get to you.
Mhm.
And that man was extolling Mr. Levy's cause towards the Jamaican people come to them, and he's want to cajole other or get other in the arena to do something.
Maybe you're talking about the agriculture minister. Is it the agriculture minister you're talking about?
What is it? No.
Is not the agriculture minister?
His name is very name in my head.
Pernell Charles Jr.?
No, sir. No, not Charles business wrong here, sir.
So who you talking?
Sir, I said if I do remember before I finish talking to you.
That he's the only one I heard. He was in the news saying, applauding Mr. Levy and also encouraging others to do likewise. He's the only one I heard saying that.
That's the one which I picked up. Who said I think he was once associated with Mr. Levy.
I don't know about that.
I think that's what the man said, sir. If my memory is serving me right. Right, sir?
All
At
right.
my age, don't hold me.
When you unravel your memory, you let us know.
Right? But I am saying, sir,
Yeah.
I'm saying, a lot of these numbers that are thrown out there,
Mm.
right, are figures that are thrown out there. When it comes down to the poor people, sir, right, and have to go into the supermarkets and the shops and the corner shop, which certain people in government don't like the corner shops because the great days of the COVID-19 when it first came on the planet of Jamaica, the corner shops, sir, was one of them that was not well thought of by certain people in this country. I don't want to go back into going to that name, but it was because the corner shop name was the first name that was called as well. Lock it down because it's going to cause the COVID-19 thing. Let's go back in the memories. I'll read back in the game.
No, you're talking about the Prime Minister of Jamaica. That's very fresh.
Right, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes, sir. Mr. Holness, Mr. Andrew, wherever he is. The corner shop. And you know, my brother, talking to me on the radio today, that the corner shop is the lifeblood of the Jamaican people. The corner shop, my brother. Because government can't employ everybody, private sector can't employ everybody. People find ways and means of how to survive in this Jamaica of today. Am I right or am I right?
And boy, aren't our people surviving? Jeez, I don't know how they do it.
Right.
Mm.
And my brethren, you would have people with vested interest that would like to chop off them head. Can them not to survive. Them not to try something. Perhaps I might be going a little too strong in my head.
No, well, people who think like that, I guess you would call them bad mind.
Sir, because when I want to attack the corner shop, right? Because long when the supermarket, the highfalutin and high strong and Sons of Dust and Gentry supermarket is closed. The corner shop is when the husband or the boyfriend come from the work that they go to 4th Street and nail up this and nail up that, and him don't get paid till about Sunday. What do you call that kind of work again, sir?
Say that again, please.
Site work. When you go up on site.
Construction work?
Yeah, sir. That's nothing, man. That's me all that out, you know. So work around the thing, man. You're Jamaican like me, you know. 'Cause I know you love the country, you know. I know you love the country, that passion. You're one of the only people on this point of Jamaica that play that song on a daily basis. I pledge my heart to this year, jam down. Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
So I know you know the runnings and the feelings and the this and the that and all the Jamaica people taking this thing. And yeah, I think you talk about your mother all the while. Am I right?
Oh, yes. She poured into me. She gave me everything. She told me everything. She didn't forget anything.
For you, your mother was, but for me, sir,
Yeah.
my granny. Let me repeat her name. Let me repeat the name 3 times, sir. My granny, mama. And you know, when I see interview some of these artists and actors worldwide, inevitably the name grandmother is going to come up. One of them, sir, you know the name Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
The other one, like yourself, your name is Denzel Washington.
Denzel, yes.
Denzel, speak about strongly about his mother, and when mother used to lift him upside him head when him ramp.
Mm-hmm.
But you see my granny.
Yes.
So let me allow some other people to talk. No? I'm speaking to you.
No, it's good to hear from you on air, other than our previous conversation off air.
Right, sir. Because I am passionately upside my head. You know the word. Whoops upside the head. Music again, sir, because you're supposed to know that song.
Yes.
I know you used to shut it on the dance floor back in the day. Because I know you love the boogie.
For me.
Whoops upside the head. Coming out of the place of the temptation. Where the music, like you interviewed a woman to the Miss Chin.
Yes.
This one in America.
All right, can you hold it for a moment? We have to take the break. One moment, please.
Protecting Jamaica's borders from illicit imports and exports is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
3:30.
Tune in to Farm Talk every second and third Tuesday of each month at 6:18 a.m. for the feature Hyper Food Independence. Hyper Food Independence will focus on solutions for farmers, such as land, animal husbandry, agronomy, and more.
Okay.
That's Hyper
Right, I
Food
was just making the point
Independence
that I had
every
this
second
phone
and
earlier
third
on.
Tuesday
Okay.
from
I was
6
using
a.m.
it,
to
that's why I
6:30 a.m. during
Okay.
Farm Talk, only on Power 106 FM. Hyper Food Independence is sponsored by Hypro.
Gen Zers, we're back. Gen Z returns with a new look. Fresh
So
faces,
can we do the first one now then?
whole
Okay.
New vibe. We're
Okay.
talking finance, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths, by the youths.
Everyone, listen. First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union Limited has something exciting on Saturday, August 27, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's the Access Plus Debit MasterCard Weekend Blitz. All members and potential members are invited to collect their new Access Plus Debit MasterCard. It's safer, more convenient, and allows for accessibility to use of funds locally, globally, as well as online. Choose from any of the following branches to collect your card this weekend: Eureka Road, New Kingston, Portmore, Spanish Town, or Montego Bay. Pickup must be done in person along with a valid ID. For more information, call 876-929-5142. First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Solid past, secure future. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Please finish what you were saying before the break, sir.
The name of that music studio in America, sir, was Motown Records, sir.
Yes.
Out of Spain came that man. And look what the man did to the world. Just like this woman, Miss Chin, Pat Chin, right? If I'd spoken to you before, I would remind her of her name. That she was like the Bible to him, sir. A man named Hal Plummer, an engineer in the 32 Linders Road yard, sir, back in the day.
Yes.
Great man. Believe you me, because of that man, some food came on the table for me and my children, sir. I must extol it publicly.
Wow.
Not lying, sir. All right. No, and two people I want to shout out, sir. Should I call them colleagues? But I'm not well. I don't know. You're a man who knows words, you know, so I don't ever use it in the right context. But I would wanting to say colleagues, but let me say co-workers.
Yes.
Because I don't know how close you people are. All right? Because colleague would be some kind of closeness, don't it?
Yes.
All right. Mr. First, the man who put me on here, sir. I don't know his name, but the man who put me to talk to you today. Big him up,
that's Adrian Reed.
Mr. Reed, sir, bless you upon your family, sir, always. Yeah. Prayers. And to Mr. Jesse Blake.
Yes, producer.
Listen, man. One of them send a man to go work on the road, you know. And the best work done, you know. The work, it done so good that me tell the man. I should give the man a tip when him done. I hear the man go down at the hotel. You were down there too. With the Teachers Association something.
No, I wasn't there actually, but I was listening.
Right. The man Blake did a wicked piece of, should I say, he did a super job on the work, you know, sir.
Yes.
When I listen to this man, sir, I say I am proud to be Jamaican for you and for him. Yes. And everybody else who really put them heart out in them work. Get 100 when them working, sir.
Yes.
They might not feel 100 doing it, but what come out there is all 300 to me, sir.
Yes, indeed.
And Mr. Blake is very excellent at his work, sir. Like yourself.
Thank you.
You're a champion English, you know, sir. When you hear you chat something sometimes, with someone that comes from, but you're not giving any ball about your mother. You know you get some licks upside your head, sir.
No, actually, no, I didn't get a single whipping. I tell people that all the while, and people don't believe me.
Yeah, Jamaica?
Not a single whipping. Neither from mommy nor daddy. No,
so
no whipping.
Look, did everything?
The look. Oh, the look.
Just the look.
Always. There's a song for that too. Just one look.
Just one look. Yeah, man.
Yes.
You see Motown again.
Yes.
You see Motown again.
Yeah, man. We knew exactly when we were out of line. We knew exactly when we were out of line.
You better believe it, man.
Yes.
You better believe it. I don't know, FM's Kefem round them, you know. So if you're FM's Kefem when you're round them, you know, and you're in public, you know, you look, you know. When you go home, things now be right.
That's right. That's
but
right.
We look at me, sir. We get it. Anyway, my brother, I know other people to talk, but I enjoy this program and you, Mr. Blake, and Mr. Man that help out people at their time.
Yes.
To speak to you, sir. Keep on keeping on the bread.
And I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you very much. Okay. Please call again.
And please, sir, as a businessman,
yes,
when they're putting out prices, that they're doing something for us, when they put out the price, please go into the avenues of where these their products go and have a look on the pricing of that product. And
or they maybe could do, I think what you're calling for maybe some mystery shopping. Because if they know that you are who you are, then it would be, you know, yeah, you want to go undercover.
Get somebody incognito to go check.
Yes, yes.
I think the Gleaner at one time used to have something, if I remember serving right. When prices was going through the roof in this country back in the day, there was a column there. I know there was one for kids. But there was a column there, sir, and the pricing of the country.
Yeah.
If I remember.
The other thing, and maybe for another time we need to discuss, is the standardization of rates for artisans, plumbers, electricians, etc. As it is now, my impression is that there's no standard in terms of rates, and so people just give you what they feel like giving you.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Because when a man, as you put and again, sir, you're doing the country a service. Because when you
Yes.
We want something that we can take out our pocket and show them and say, no, man.
Mm-hmm.
You rob, man. You rob me, man.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, my brother, let me get somebody a chance.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Call again, please. Take care.
Good.
Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. Anthony Davis says, Mr. Malcolm, you don't understand my last text. What I was saying is that no one will be allowed to enter the Ocho Rios Bay Beach property without their mask on their face on a regular day. And I'm saying to you that that is pretty standard. It reminds me of Emancipation Park in the until the last few months when the COVID-19 restrictions were eased, where you could not enter the park without wearing a mask. Although once you got into the park, you could take off the mask. So that's part of your message. The other part, you say, whenever the cruise ship arrived at the pier with several entering at the beach, anybody can enter the property without their mask on. No, I don't know what their situation is, but could it be that there is already a stipulation, just as it is now with the United States of America, where they insist that you have to be vaccinated before you can touch down on American soil? Could it be that all the cruise ship passengers had to have been vaccinated in order to be allowed on that cruise ship? And therefore, with the easing of restrictions over the last 2 to 3 months or so, those who are exiting the ship can come right onto the beach without their mask. Could that be it? But it certainly could not be a free-for-all, and the cruise ship would be crazy to go back there, because we have already seen the impact and felt the impact of a failure to follow whatever standards as far as the cruise ships are concerned. Nobody wants to go back there, so they're going to do everything, including vaccination, to ensure that they don't have to suffer the kind of losses that they suffered, including loss of life. So could it be that, Anthony Davis? That's all I'm saying. Could it be? Could it be? Owen Lewis, hello to you. Joan in Bermuda, good afternoon to you. Good to see you online. What time is it in Bermuda right now? Let's see. It's 5:41 in the afternoon. So last week, this time, my God, time flies. Last week, this time, we were at Fish and Things at 45 Angle Street in downtown Hamilton, Bermuda. That's where we were a week ago. Time flies. My goodness. Welcome, Velta Wilson. Good to have you on board. Anthony Davis says, but I am not vaccinated and still don't enter with a mask on the cruise ship. So, Anthony Davis, you tell me what you would like me to say then, because I'm not getting it. What would you like me to say, having read your message? Go ahead and tell me what you'd like me to say, because I clearly am not saying what you want me to say. All right, so send the message and tell me exactly what you want me to say. In the meantime, let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5, 876-922-4112 to 5. Velta Wilson says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Have a blessed weekend. Same to you, Velta Wilson. Thank you very much for your message and all the very best. Thank you. Those of you who are on YouTube, I'm not sure, why am I not seeing your messages? I was seeing them earlier, but I'm not seeing them now. Hide all chat all messages are visible. Let me try that. There we go. I think I have you now. Great. So let's clear some of these messages on YouTube. Natalie Winter says, great afternoon all from Washington Gardens in Kingston, Jamaica, enjoying the discourse on YouTube. Thank you very much, Natalie. Asha Ash says, good afternoon, Mr. Durban. Just tuning in from London, England. Welcome, Asha Ash. Good to have you on board. Happy weekend, says Cherry Henry. Happy weekend, Mr. Durban and listeners. To you too, Cherry Henry. Good to have you on board. And Elton Gordon says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Tuning in from Orlando, Florida. Welcome to all those listening to us in Orlando, Florida. All the Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in Orlando, Florida. Asha Ash says, I see you have a new position in studio. It's much better. All right. What's the expression? Necessity is the mother of invention, or something like that. Yes, we had to make an adjustment. You see, we always have backups, a backup for every backup. So I was using my laptop at home on a Zoom meeting last night and left it in my home office. Normally my bag, I just grab it and go because it usually has everything in it, including my laptop. Except that I got a little busy today and running a few errands and totally forgot to replace the laptop to put it back in the bag. So I did not. And so what did I have to do? Just get these two devices going, these two smartphones. One of them is streaming Facebook and the other one streaming on Facebook, and the other one is streaming on YouTube. So that explains the new positioning of the devices. Right. So more messages coming in. Let's take the break and come back in just a moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45. National Irrigation Commission customers, you can now pay your bills online using your Visa credit card, MasterCard, or NCB key card by visiting the website. Discover a new job, home, or upgrade to a new car. Get the latest in entertainment, health, finance, and so much more. Purchase your copy this Sunday. The Sunday Gleaner gives you everything you need and more. The Gleaner, where life unfolds.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Just a suggestion to Natalie Winter, Dr. Dunn in Skokie, Illinois, and the others who have sent messages on the 365-3346 number, which is the cell number assigned to me. We're streaming YouTube on it right now. So can you send your text or WhatsApp messages, please, to 876-279-8598. 876-279-8598. That's the Power 106 FM text and WhatsApp number. 876-279-8598. 876-279-8598. So the messages that you have sent to 365-3346, just forward them to the Power 106 WhatsApp number, please. Thank you very much. In the meantime, let's go to the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, Mr. Malcolm, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. I'm just asking a question. What is this free market in this country?
It is what it has always been.
Right. I'm asking, I don't know.
Market forces decide. Nobody is setting no one individual or institution is setting prices, market prices. It's according to demand and supply.
So you can sell your product at any price?
It's according to demand and supply, yes.
So So doing that is not a business. Can it be just free like that in doing business?
It's a situation where market forces decide. All the variables in the market come together in a manner of speaking, not in a united way, but it just so happens that in that same space there are different levels of involvement and different decisions being made. They're not all aligned, but at some point the market will get to a stage where it's understood, for example, that a pound of yam, for argument's sake, is being sold for $40 here, $30 there, $25 there, and at some point within that mix, either those who are at the lower end find a way, well, by virtue of being at the lower end, more people gravitate towards that, and that forces those who are at the higher end to come down a bit, go in the middle, or come all the way down to match the lowest price.
So there's not such thing called price gouging then?
Price gouging takes place from time to time, whether during some kind of disaster or some other situation that causes people to want to take advantage of the consumers, and so they engage in what is called price gouging, because they want to take advantage of a situation and by extension to take advantage of the consumers.
But how does that work into a free market where you can sell your product for any price? I don't understand it at all.
It's not a matter of selling your product for any price. It's a matter of what happens when demand meets supply. So if demand, let me see if I remember my notes from econ in high school. If demand is high and supply is low, then it means that the price is going to be high because of the demand. The demand is high, so naturally those who are selling are going to look to capitalize on that, especially where the supply, in a situation where the supply is low.
All right.
And so the price is high, and so you have to pay a high price. If demand if supply is high and there is regular demand or low demand or even high demand, if the supply is high, then it means that the price is likely to be low because the market is awash with the product or service that is being offered. So it really is a function of demand and supply and whatever other variables are in the market that would then result in a outcome.
Well, it is really baffling me because what's the definition?
Why is it baffling you? Why is it baffling you?
What is the definition of a free market?
It's a market where people are free to bargain, and people are free to negotiate, and people are free to make decisions that are in line with their pocket.
And to sell for any price that they want to sell for.
Well, they would do that. I don't know. They would have to do that being mindful, while being mindful of what the market forces are.
Yes.
So, because it wouldn't suit them to make decisions that would make matters worse for them and make make it harder for them to purchase, to reduce their purchasing power.
Okay. All right. Well said. My last question. Who in charge of the OUR? Because I have a problem, Mr. Malcolm. I have some problem with the Jamaica Public Service, and
you have had those problems for the longest while. You weren't able to get through to Winsome Callum, who was on radio up to this morning, was it? Extensive interview with Ralston Hyman.
Yeah, man, I finished with that problem, but problem we always there. But the one that I'm talking now is that I decide to check the current of the building, right? So I get a private electrician and took off the wire. So there's no current.
Careful now, you didn't do something illegal, did you?
I take it off of my property.
What does that mean?
So I have 100, I'm responsible for 100 feet of wire that lead to the building, okay? So I have an electrician who took that off. So I have no current on the building. And they still send me a bill for 17,000.
No, but I thought you said you dealt with the matter already. You haven't dealt with it then?
Man, let's finish that. A new bill, mister. No, let's finish with the what we did have with them before. So it's a new business we start, right? So what I do is that I take the current off, have it to the building, and then still send me a bill for 17,000. So I want the OUR to find out where this reading is coming from without any power at all. Gone to the building, and I want them to come and...
Well, since you have that evidence, you don't need to beat your chest. Since you have that evidence, you have already won. So take the documentation to the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR. Take pictures if you need to take pictures as well. And have it verified by an electrician if you need to have that as well.
Yes, because if the OUR does not deal with this, I am going to get the global police to lock them up.
Well, there's no such thing, no such body called the global police. So people are not going to take you seriously, things like that. No. There is Interpol for sure, but there is no such thing called global police.
From the UN.
There's no such group. So you undermine the seriousness of your matter when you say things like that. Hello? All right, end of that story. He left us. Sorry about that. Please call again. 876-922-4112 Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Oh my goodness. Who is this again? It's been so long. Is this Brother Armsby? No?
But I with you all the while.
Oh no, this is Mr. with the twins.
Yes, sir.
It's been so long I can't even remember your name now. What's your name again?
Mills, man.
Mr. Mills, right. Mr. Mills, good to hear from you.
Sure, sir. But I with you all the while. Something happened to me that I wouldn't expect, sir, because I preach anywhere I go.
Mm-hmm.
I can't suffer, but I'm suffering, sir. Suffering, I tell you. Because even right now, I want to Advilla, and a lady that is here. But I tell you, I'm not her by to Advilla. Sister plans here with. One at a time now, she will come and when she feel like and say, if you want the Advilla again, I tell you, I go try to a story. I go through, and when they call me, I call them. Last time, you meet me there, sir.
Yes.
I called when I go through the gate and tell me to lock back the gate, that gate, and go outside and go push a bigger gate and go in, and as I push the gate, I step in a hole that behind the gate that take the water. So you find, so I got a fat canny from that, everything full of laminates.
Oh Lord, we're sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that.
The This is a pain.
Can you hold a moment, please? One moment.
Yes, sir.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Under the law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years, and that's right. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy. Under the law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. Wednesdays on Power 106 FM.
Que hora es en espagnol? Son las 4:01. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 4:01. 现在几点了？4点02分. A minute past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, although we've been encouraging you within the last few minutes to send your text messages and WhatsApp messages to or the Power 106 FM text line, which is the same as the WhatsApp number, 876-279-8598, 876-279-8598. To the phone lines once again, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello.
Lesson assurance.
Oh, yes, Mr. Mills. Thank you for holding. Yes.
Yes, sir. And the thing why I suffer so much, sir, I can't walk to the shop. I walk around and sometimes I drop all in my yard, you know.
So hold on now. A couple of things. Is that your yard?
Yes, sir.
How did that hole come about?
When the pain took me in the knee,
No. Hold on. You said there was a hole. You stepped into a hole.
Oh, yes, sir. No, not in my yard. The lady that called me on the street.
Somebody called you to their place, and then you went over there and stepped into a hole?
Yes, it's behind the gate that taking the water. So, if she come lift me up, said we. But at that time, as you see the last time I meet you, I never that bad, but getting bad now, and I tell you, I get a fella to take me to the hospital, and he saw that when he went to the hospital, the doctor take the test from the foot and thing, and so if you come back the 12th of the next month, that would be April. And the man never take me back, and I asked him to take me back. He never take me back till the 31st of July, sir. And when I go, the doctor asked him, if he's now him just coming, and him don't answer. So him asking himself now, the doctor, sir, asking himself, must I do that again? Him don't wait till the doctor answer, you know, sir, himself. No, sir. And we have to shout at him, which I never like to do, sir. Shout at people, because I don't like to shout at. And I become shame, man. But, and instead of not doing it, we look at a piece of stick and walk with, and a lady said to him, no, that stick can't carry that foot. And up to now, I don't get no treatment for it. And I hear a doctor, his number the other day, about last week, and but I never catch it. So up to now, are you there?
I'm listening.
Yes, I never catch it.
So what would you like to happen now? What is not happening that should be happening?
So I don't know if you could find me to like knee doctor something, bones.
Which parish are you in again, Mr. Mills?
I'm only by me, sir.
Oh.
Yes.
As there's a very very compassionate orthopedic surgeon who operates out of the St. Anne's Bay Hospital.
Yes.
His name escapes me now, but I could check my system to see if I think I should have a number for him.
Sure.
And I could share his number with you. I mean, mind you, St. Anne is a little distance away from Boulevard.
Oh.
But unless you want to check with KPH first to see if...
I never want to call in him that attorney also.
Oh.
You know,
When you say turn you off, meaning that...
No, so, him tell the guy to carry me back on the 12th of June.
Yes.
And some visited him and other people, I don't know. But him wouldn't go June. All he tell him go July.
So he was supposed to carry you?
Yes, sir. And
so he missed the date, and by the time you went down there, the doctor, maybe a little bit upset, just said, we can't deal with you again. Is that it?
That is it.
Oh, damn.
Because I miss out of the date. And I know for sure when you miss the date, they just dump they don't go back. They just dump the docket. I know for sure. That happened to me.
Oh, dear.
So him stay until July the 31st. And when and he was pleasing still and never get angry. And so when you just come in, say nothing. And him said, should I do that again? And him don't wait till the doctor clear him sentence. Him said, no, sir. So I shout at him same time. I know, sir, I did wrong. Because you don't supposed to shout in those places, but I tell you, beats me, sir. So, that's why I tell you, suffer.
So what would you like to happen now? What?
I would like somebody who can set up the knees, because nothing can do to this knee besides some setting up, because no could say peel.
Oh,
It's
dear.
easy pain, yes. Yeah, little while. But I would like yeah, we talking, I know I'm just pen. I just that I would like you to set up, sir. Because you want me pull up. Yes, sir.
All right, I'll see if I can retrieve the number for the doctor at I think he's an orthopedic surgeon he works out of St. Anne's Bay Hospital. That's the only person I can think of right now.
Yes, sir.
But then that would mean quite a trip, maybe about about an hour and 10 minutes to get or an hour and a half to get to St. Anne's Bay. Can you manage that in terms of the cost of transportation?
I have to manage it better. I have to manage it because that is life and health. Health comes first. You see. So,
all right. Let me see if I can check and find out. All right. All right, hold the line, please, Mr. Mills. I'm sure we're supposed to have your number, but just in case, I'm going to ask Adrian to take your number, please. One moment. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. I think we've said on this program before that we need a group of volunteers, people who have been vetted. In other words, we're able to say these are honest people, these are trustworthy people, these are people of integrity, and we dispatch them to, and this is where, again, I come back to the national identification system, because if we don't know who our people are and where they are and what their needs are and what they do and what they don't do, and who is disabled from who is female and which households, etc. If we don't have that data, we cannot effectively help our people. But we really need this core, a voluntary core, just as how we have the Peace Corps volunteers who come, and by the way, the Peace Corps volunteers celebrate 60 years this year as well. Just as how we would have Peace Corps volunteers coming to Jamaica and doing voluntary work, how about us having the Jamaica Volunteers or something like that, Volunteers of Jamaica, and funding maybe from international aid agencies, the goodwill of corporate entities in Jamaica. And it would be something like you do, like students who need to do community time, not because they have committed a crime, but because it's part of their development, their personal development. So we have them volunteering within this group, whether you want to call it Volunteer Jamaica and I know we have groups already, like the CVSS, the Council of Voluntary Social Services. But the point I'm getting at, there are so many senior citizens in this country who are on their own, and they could do with the help when it comes to taking them to the clinic and back, when it comes to taking them to the hospital and back, etc. When it comes to taking them out for a weekend, for example, well, not the whole weekend, maybe a Saturday or a Sunday, and treating them to some, I don't know, ice cream. And it doesn't have to be the regular ice cream. It could be ice cream for diabetics, for example, etc. But too many of our seniors are left to just languish, and some of them just die, and nobody knows until there is a particular odor that is coming from where they lived, etc. We have to do better than this. A country, as it is said, you can tell a lot about a country by virtue of how that country treats its children, its senior citizens, its women, its animals, its dead. Let's take the break and come back with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story.
You're listening to Power 106 FM.
We're gonna go with this again.
Now
4:15.
Okay.
Treat yourself to famous Jamaican jerk dishes at Sweetwood Jerk Joint. Succulent pork, chicken served with mouth-watering side orders. Sweetwood Jerk Joint, open every day. Call 876-906-4854 or come to 78 Knoxville Boulevard, New Kingston in a secured environment. Across from Emancipation Park, all COVID-19 protocols observed. Sweetwood Jerk Joint, the home of Jamaican jerk.
Hey everyone, listen up. First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union Limited has something exciting on Saturday, August 27, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It is the Access Plus Debit MasterCard Weekend Blitz. All members and potential members are invited to collect their new Access Plus MasterCard. It's safer, more convenient, and allows for accessibility to use of funds locally, globally, as well as online. You can choose from any of the following branches to collect your card this weekend: Eureka Road, New Kingston, Portmore, Spanish Town, or Montego Bay. Pickup must be done in person along with a valid ID. For more information, please call 876-929-5142. First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Solid past, secure future.
Tune in to Farm Talk every second and third Tuesday of each month at 6:18 a.m. for the feature Hypro Food Independence. Hypro Food Independence will focus on solutions for farmers, such as land, animal husbandry, agronomy, and more. That's Hypro Food Independence every second and third Tuesday from 6:18 to 6:30 a.m. during Farm Talk, only on Power 106 FM. Hypro Food Independence is sponsored by Hypro.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 4:17. Quelle heure est-il en français? Il est 4:17. 现在几点了？4点17分. 17 minutes past 4 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? Yes, young people, we know you're still on the summer break, but you know what we always say, even when school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And as we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. Let's take more of your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Professor.
I'm fine, thanks. All is well.
Give thanks and praise.
Mm-hmm.
Look, listening to the two last callers, is that I say a country is very difficult to run,
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because that one who always have access to international police, he's slightly off.
yeah, well, we all have issues one way or another, and we try to be as compassionate and caring and kind as possible.
Very, very tolerant, very tolerant.
So it is. Mm-hmm.
And the last gentleman, I worry that some social worker need to visit him, because sometimes he speaks as if he's speaking about another person.
Mm-hmm.
About the knee.
Yes.
And where he fell in, and what transpired when he went to the doctor, and what he had to say.
Yes, but it sounds like he has someone assisting him.
Yeah, but he had to show to the person, so I don't know why he couldn't explain to himself.
Okay.
Anyway, that is the complex of people's personality,
So it is.
I have a concern.
Yes.
Dan Anderson poll come out and said they didn't have any confidence in the Minister of Security.
No, Don Anderson didn't say that. It's the poll that said it.
The poll said.
Yes.
I'm sorry if I omitted something.
Uh-huh.
And but my major concern, is that all these crisp and lethal weapons that they are finding, I don't know the armory leaks because 2 guns were missing from Upper Camp, which is supposed to be the most secure place.
Yeah, those things don't help. When you have that happening at camp, where the soldiers are supposed to be thorough and very very.
And things like that.
Yes.
Check at the gate and things like that.
Yes.
And they have not been found.
Yeah, but that kind of thing doesn't inspire confidence.
Some years ago, a police sergeant was sent to prison for 15 years for selling some AK-47, I think.
That was Mountain View.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. My problem, Professor, is that all those guns, the armory leaks, right?
I'm just remembering the name. Sorry, Monster Road.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
The armory leaks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And many years ago, when we had only some 22 rifles and some old 45s, and all the big guns were in the camp armory, the 307s.
Mm-hmm.
They were just for marching and ceremonial duty. Now we have AK-47, M16, AR-15, all that guns. The armory leaks. I think I would like to see a public destruction of those guns.
Just as how they publicly destroy
cocaine and things like
and
that.
fake goods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We are prioritizing the wrong issues.
Mm-hmm. Because
when we spend time on raiding for counterfeit goods and locking up people for counterfeit goods, when the problem that we have here, is the weaponry that they have,
Mm-hmm.
The weaponry. People are always going to be violent.
Yes.
Because we lose temper and it's a hot-head country.
Mm-hmm.
But the weapons that they have available is worrying me. You can't have those guns that I am wondering if they are being recycled.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the armory at the camp is leaking, where else would leak?
Well, that is it.
So I would like the minister to either take them and ask permission. We used to have Caribbean castings, which they made down some old time guns. All those entities are obsolete now.
Mm-hmm.
But we have maybe the cement company might have enough capacity to smelt some of these guns. Or you do the like of some other country, cut them up with power saw.
Yes.
And because even in some country where they bootleg Rolex and things, them out in the street publicly and run the roller over them.
Mm-hmm.
To make you know that okay, these are counterfeit goods and they're not going to be recycled.
Yes.
So we're going to run a heavy roller over them so they're rendered incapable of being sold.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like, instead of cussing the minister and cussing the commissioner, I would like them to do something tangible that gives me some confidence.
Yes.
That these guns are not recycled. Because when I look at some of the guns, I just imagine how some criminals salivate when they look at them.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are crisp.
Yes.
And I'm not blaming Jamaica alone because the governor in Florida made a foolish statement 2 months ago that he was going to send the guns to Ukraine. Like Ukraine use Michelin's guns. So it's not only we do foolish things, Because if he's talking about he's going to send the guns that are turning to Ukraine, you can't send Michelin's guns to a fighting force.
Yes.
They have to have uniformity.
Yes.
Yeah, so anyway, I would love somebody to comment on this, that we need to destroy the guns. If we can't smell them, there are saws that can cut them up.
But they do, they do destroy the weapons once, especially those involved in court matters, once those have been dealt with.
I haven't heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Because another foolish thing they do, every gun that is licensed in Jamaica, both the army and the police, they must have a forensic the bullet, the ORS must be documented.
Mm-hmm.
So that when somebody uses a weapon and you tell the police that they must turn in the comms, they turn in their weapons. That is foolishness. You can't tell the police to turn in their weapons after a shooting. They must fire. They have gadgets where you fire the bullet into, and you pick out the warhead, right? And
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about guns.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's a ordinary knowledge which I have acquired. They fight. This is gun people use those things. You fire the weapon into it, and depends on the power and things. You know exactly which compartment to pick up the warhead, and the warhead is taken and stored as what you call it, ballistic footprint. So you don't have to tell the police to throw in their weapons after shooting. You just get the warhead from the weapon.
I see.
And when a private citizen fire a gun, you're gonna take away their gun for 2 weeks with FLA, which is not properly run, to test to see the warhead if the rifling suggests anything. You must have all of those things documented.
Well,
it looks stupid, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm in agreement with the Calypsonian who says, too many guns in this town. Too many guns pass around. This one have a gun, that one have a gun. Oh, they go shoot each other for fun. And when the men kill the men, all that remain is women, etc., etc. Sorry.
You know that is a small country, Barbados. Not even as big as some of our parishes. But they have better direction and leadership. So I hope somebody hear me and say, well, boy, let us collect the warheads first. And I hear another thing where the police said there's a ghost gun. As far as I know, a ghost gun is a gun that has no proper rifling that trace the bullet that comes out of it. It's not a gun that is used over all the place. A ghost gun is manufactured without rifling. So that when the warhead comes through, you can't trace it. You know, that is why they, in at least America law enforcement, when they say a ghost gun is purposely manufactured without the rifling, so that you can't trace the warhead. So you know, I don't know. I don't think maybe I'm too idle.
Not at all. Not at all. You're exercising your mind.
Anyway, give thanks now. I hope somebody here now cut out the squeezes. They come to asking the police to surrender the weapon, and they're going to test it. The weapons must have a footprint already.
Yeah.
You just fire the weapon, collect the warhead, give back the police their weapon. When a citizen fire a gun, you don't take away their gun and expose them to criminality for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. That is foolishness.
Yeah.
It tells you that, I mean, if you see anything happening, don't intervene. That is what it's telling you.
Well,
so as long as you don't involve, you let it happen. Because the problem of you going through the protocol is going to be detrimental to you.
But what if that shot fired was resulted in someone being injured
then you're
or
in
killed?
big trouble. Then you're in big trouble.
Oh.
Because some of the people who train firearm users say that sometimes you may see a man coming towards another person with a machete, loaded machete. You can't just shoot him because you don't know where he get the machete from. Because he might just carry it to you to give to the police.
Right.
You know, so you have to be, when you're a firearm holder, you're in a lot of problems with the firearm, you know.
Yes.
A lot of problems. It's not an easy road.
You have to be very conscious all the time.
Yeah, and you are the ones that might go to prison.
That's right.
So anyway, I hope they stop telling the police about throwing their weapons. All those weapons must have a warrant check before they are issued. And after they fire it again and you collect the warrants.
Yes.
So you don't have to tell them to throw in their weapon. And when a private citizen intervene, don't take away their weapon for 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and things like that. Because there will be some crime and they could intervene and they're not going to get involved.
Your point is made.
Give thanks and praise.
Thank you. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Here are a couple of messages on the Power 106 FM WhatsApp line. Good afternoon, Sir Ambassador Malcolm. I hope that these flowers in my garden bring smiles to your face as they do mine. Blessings. I'm not sure who sent it because we're just seeing a number but not a name. But thank you very much for the flowers, the virtual flowers. And the other part of the message says, that is a very brilliant point you have made regarding the need for a volunteer system. I have always said that we need you in government at the... Who? Me? I hope my late mother isn't listening. I know you don't want any part of that, but I hope that those who need to hear you speak are indeed listening. Well, there are so many ways, so many areas in which we can serve our country, and doesn't all have to be in the field of politics. But thank you very much for your kind consideration. All the very best.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30.
Gen Zers, we're back! Gen Z returns with a new look, fresh faces, hot topics, and a whole new vibe. We're talking finance, dating, dancehall. You think it? We discuss it. You don't want to miss it. So join us Saturdays at 10 a.m. on Power 106 FM and 6:30 p.m. on TVJ. Gen Z, a show for the youths, by the youths.
Everyone, listen. First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union Limited has something exciting on Saturday, August 27, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It is the Access Plus Debit MasterCard Weekend Blitz. All members and potential members are invited to collect their new Access Plus Debit MasterCard. It's safer, more convenient, and allows for accessibility to use locally, globally, as well as online. Choose from any of the following branches to collect your card this weekend: Eureka Road, New Kingston, Portmore, Spanish Town, or Montego Bay. Pickup must be done in person along with a valid ID. For more information, please call 876-929-5142. First Heritage Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Solid past, secure future.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Honorable Pernell Charles Jr. Learn more about the agricultural sector and the role we all play with its development. That's a Morning with the Minister, every second and fourth Friday of every month during Farm Talk with Alfie McKenzie, right here on Power 106 FM.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5:28. Quelle heure est-il en français? Les 5h-28. 现在几点了？5:28 分. 28 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be, doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time for us to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. That message we read before the break about the flowers and the volunteer system, that was sent by Dr. Dunn in Skokie, Illinois. Thank you very much, Dr. Dunn. All the very best to you. Velta Wilson is still with us. Good afternoon. She says, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. Have a blessed weekend. Same to you, Velta Wilson. Anthony Davis says, you don't finish reading the second to last text. I don't know which one is the second to last text, but I've been reading your text messages, Anthony Davis. Good afternoon. Lickle Edwards, good afternoon to you. Here's Anthony Davis again. He says, I read that Liberals don't love heavy-duty confrontations. Is it true? Everybody is different, no matter which month or day of the year they were born. Anthony Davis. So I'm not into Starscope. I think you'd have to listen. You'd have to go to RGR at, is it 6:30 in the morning, I'm told? Sometime thereabout. Starscope. Natalie Winter, good afternoon to you. Good to see you online. Lorene McCarthy. Sonia Ellis says, could it be that the bill he received is in reference to, was it Zimbabwe earlier on? Could it be that the bill he received is for power used before, and to include the power used before he removed the power building? All right, Sonia, that's your interpretation. Thank you for your message. Paulette Lewis says, I could not tell when I hear Dervan Malcolm voice. Years now, Massa, says Paulette Lewis. Well, that's fine. It means you've been busy. You've been busy, and busy is good. All the best, Paulette Lewis. Natalie Winter says, look, Durvan, we need an Interpol office in Kingston to deal with blue-collar crime here in Jamaica. No, we need to deal with it ourselves, Natalie Winter. We have more than enough men and women of integrity in this country to deal with those matters right here. And there are those who have been dealing with these matters and dealing with them creditably. Brenda Smith, good afternoon to you. Owen Lewis says, O-U-R spell wrong. It is T-H-E-I-R. They are for JPS and NWC. Them no concern or consider us when granting an increase. Every minute they are helping JPS and NWC press us out of measure, plus not providing good efficient service to deserve it. Well, the utilities, as long as they run counter to how they're expected to operate, as far as the customers are concerned, they will always get a tongue lashing, and they're not going to escape that. Now, with respect to being more concerned for NWC and JPS than for the consumers, technically speaking, the OUR was not set up for the customers. Technically speaking, it takes into account the customers and the providers. So they have to be judicious. The Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, has to be judicious in terms of weighing the pros and cons on both sides. That's how the OUR works. So don't expect the OUR to put out a ruling that is 100% in favor of the customer, unless the situation calls for that. But they're supposed to serve both the providers of the utilities as well as the consumers. That's how it works, or it's supposed to work. Natalie Winter says, you're totally correct. I'm not sure about what, but thank you, Natalie. Julian Clark, good afternoon to you. And this one is from Theo Observant TVJA. All right, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us on Facebook Live. Hello to Doris Dennis. How are you? Good to see you online. Thank you very much. And let's see, we're trying to bring up the other messages. Here we go. Back to the messages. Thank you. Thank you very much. Keep those messages coming in right here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Those of you who are watching us on YouTube, stand by, bear with us a moment. We're going to do a bit of maneuvering here. There you go. There you go. A bit of maneuvering. And with that, we're going to share with you a couple of messages. All right, so stand by. We're going to share the messages from the device. Let's bring our YouTube viewers back online. Sorry about that slight delay, but we were reading the messages from that device and making sure that we replace the devices. Peter Gracie, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for tuning in. All the very best. Welcome to Donna Chattery. Good to have you on board. Doris Dennis says she's doing good. Thank you all so much as we continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5, 876-922-4112 to 5, and looking forward to your messages as well, as we've been encouraging you to do. Use up the Power 106 FM text and WhatsApp number. They're one and the same, just for the rest of this afternoon. 876-279-8598. 8598. Let's see who else is messaging us. Oh, guest request. All right. So I'm adding somebody here. Is it Doris Dennis who wanted to be added? I don't think I've done this before. So let's see what happens. It's flashing, adding. That's one of the features, I would imagine, of Facebook Live. But how does it work now? Let's see. It's still flashing the word adding, ADDING, but it's not going beyond that point. We'll watch it for a bit. 876-922-4112-5, the text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Durban.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I hear calling you, Miss Brenda Smith, you say?
Brenda Smith.
Yes, it's the calling around. No, I am an exposure. Somebody named Brenda.
Sorry, the line is breaking up. Say that again.
Yes, I'm an ex-soldier, see?
Yes.
I got a girlfriend a good time ago. Her name was Brenda Smith. She was in that 2 Ascot Avenue, right? My name is Dalton, and Miss talk about she's from Opel and over. So if it's that Brenda Smith, you can ask her to call my number for me at 363-3504.
Well, you have put that out there. So Brenda Smith, I'm seeing the name here as well. She's watching on Facebook Live. I don't know if it's your Brenda Smith, but if it is, go with that number again. That she can.
3504. But she was living originally in a place named Opel and over.
Oh.
So she can give me a call.
All right. Hope she's still listening and watching. Thank you very much for the call.
Yes, sir.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Here's another idea. Another idea I'm putting out in the public. Feel free, anybody who wants to run with it. And the idea is to create a website or a platform where people who are looking for family members, friends, colleagues with whom they have lost touch, they can go to that platform, go to that website and search and see if they can reconnect with their long lost family members, friends, colleagues, neighbors, etc. There's an idea. I'm freely dishing it out there, putting it out there. Whoever can come up with a platform or a website where people who are looking for their lost friends, family members, colleagues, neighbors, etc. can go to. How about that? Somebody run with it, please. It makes sense, doesn't it? Let's take the break and come back.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
Under the law helps you to know your rights and how the laws of Jamaica can help you defend those rights. We've been doing it for 50 years, and that's right. The program is brought to you on Wednesdays by the Bank of Jamaica, building an inclusive economy. Under the law at 6:45 and 8:55 a.m. and at 4 and 9:55 p.m. Wednesdays on Power 106 FM.
¿Qué hora es en español? Son las 5:14. La retire en français, il est 5h moins 14. Hiện tại, Thi Dien Le, Wu Dien, Cha Shi Si Fen. 14 minutes to 5 o'clock in the afternoon here at Broadcast House, 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Good afternoon to all working Jamaicans tuned into both sides of the story here on Poro 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Happy birthday to Keita Gay Cummings' daughter. I think she turns 2 tomorrow. To Keita Gay and her husband, Mr. Heslop. Happy birthday. I think she turns 2 tomorrow. Yes, happy birthday to your baby girl tomorrow when it comes. And I gather you're having a bit of a party. Have fun and all the very best. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112. Afternoon, or for the rest of this afternoon, we're asking you to use the Poro 106 FM text and WhatsApp line. They are one and the same, 876-279-8598, 876-279-8598. And let's see, the messages are still story here on Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. So this is going to be another busy weekend. I believe some schools will have orientation sessions starting in the coming week. And the 2022-2023 academic year officially starts on the 5th. I think that's a Monday the 5th of September. In the meantime, though, parents and guardians, please continue the preparations and please use the funds that you are getting in instances where money is being handed over to you, that you, especially when it's for the children, please do not go out and buy any hair. Please. If it is to go to the children, it goes to the children. Please don't go out and buy the latest outfit and whatever else. If it's money for the children, please ensure that it is spent only on educational needs, the educational needs of the children. Please. Very important. You can buy hair at other time and whatever else. And for the men, it goes, the fathers, the same thing, parents and guardians. We didn't exclude anybody. But in the case of the fathers, yes, it goes for you as well. Please, once you get resources for the children, it is to be used for the children. Please, very important. And group shopping is still in, listeners. Instead of you going one by one to these different outlets, whether to buy the khaki suit or the tunic or the shoes or whatever else, how about joining with your neighbors, going shopping with your neighbors? That could be a lot of fun as well. You can benefit from discounts because you're shopping as a group, and that's what we would suggest. And also, please take advantage of the health fairs, the free health fairs that are happening. Make sure you get the eyes of the children tested, test their hearing as well. So many of them are exposed to loud noises, and some of it due to their own, let's just say their own devices, literally and figuratively. They turn up the sound, as they say. It's very loud and could be quite deafening and could damage the ears and so on and so forth. So we want to check those ears and take them to the dentist to get those teeth properly cleaned and what the remnants of food particles, etc., removed from between the teeth and so on and so forth. So we want them to go out fresh and ready. And look, you might not have all the money to buy 5 suits of uniform right now. If it's only one you can manage, no problem. Just explain to the child and the importance of taking care of the uniform, and also ensuring that the uniform is washed if it needs to be washed. Remember those days, those of us who used to have to wash the uniform the night before, because let's say we got home from school on this afternoon, for argument's sake, at some point in the afternoon, we would the uniform would be washed, whether by us or by our parents or guardians, and it would be put behind the refrigerator, those old-time refrigerators with the metal apparatus at the back. So you put the uniform on that, and it would be dried. So in the morning now, you get up early and you iron the uniform, whether you're using the coal-powered irons or the ones where you put the iron on the fire and you wipe it off and then you apply it to the clothes. Or if you were fortunate enough in those days to have an electric iron, more power to you then. Yes, we have a lot to give thanks for. Right, so it is. So continue the preparations, and please be safe, be careful, be very careful. Don't be too caught up in the shopping that you lose sight of your valuables. Secure your valuables. Make sure you lock the doors of the vehicle. Make sure your vehicle is securely locked. Make sure. Very important, because I know some of us tend to get caught up in the shopping. Please be careful and don't just step out into traffic like that. Be very careful, and if you have to go to the machine to withdraw funds, you want to be very mindful of your surroundings as you exit, whether the ATM cubicle or some other place. You want to look left and right and just survey your area, just to ensure, insofar as you're able to pick up, there's no one checking you out from the standpoint of looking to pick your pocket or to grab your bag or grab your cell phone. In fact, you might want to use your cell phone when you're in a safe place, wherever you regard to be safe, as opposed to being just out there in the open, and these misguided youngsters on bikes pull up next to you and grab your cell phone, and they're gone with it. But just remember, there's a way to make the phone useless to them. You just, as quickly as you can, get in touch with the service provider of that phone, and they'll shut it down, and they'll also ensure that whoever ends up with that device cannot use it again anywhere, unless the owner gets it back and wants, well, you get the picture. So just be careful, everybody. That's what we're saying. Be very careful. I see Natalie has some more things to say here. Where did those messages go, Natalie? Here we go. She says, look, Durban, children, young and old, always get robbed by good-for-nothing parents who do care, who don't care. So preaching to them, just go through one ear and out the next, then rob the future and expect children to take care of themselves in old age. Get real. Take care of the children and they will take care of you and show you lots of love, says Natalie in Washington Gardens. Thank you very much for your message. Owen Lewis, we read that message already. Julian Clark, good afternoon to you. Thanks for tuning in. Doris Dennis, still with us. Donna Chatry, Kermit Gentles, hello to you. Doris Dennis asks, why in Jamaica only charity give something to the less fortunate? What happens to the government? The government already is supposed to be playing its part through the Program of Advancement, through Health and Education PATH, and there are other welfare programs. Natalie Winter says, good idea, Durban. I'm not sure which one, but thank you. Sylvia Myers, good afternoon. Inez Iona Campbell, hello. Pleasant Friday afternoon to you too. Ruby Miller, good to have you on board. Patrick Hyman has also joined us. Thank you very much. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Friday, the 26th of August, 2022. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, Both Sides of the Story returns Monday afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Durvan Malcolm inviting you to join us in the morning if you're able to, 6 to 9 for the Jamaican Diaspora Live Online. If you don't wish to get up that early, forget it. Just go back to sleep. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your rest. Enjoy your break. Take care, everybody, and be safe. Thank you very much, Adrian Reed, for doing technical and production duties behind the scenes. Let's have a peaceful and restful weekend. Take care.
FM. The time is now
5 o'clock.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible. Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica.